Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secureteam. The image you're seeing now of what looks to contain a large dome-shaped structure is an official NASA picture, one of the many showing these anomalous domed-shaped objects, which if you follow our channel, we have investigated numerous times in the past. We have found a large number of these dome-shaped structures, some of which being composed of a solid, non-see-through material, while others being composed of a glass-like material, many of which we have found on the lunar surface on the moon. Some of those images you're seeing here, where we have found distinct dome-shaped structures. And these are not cases of the pareidolia phenomenon, which is basically when you are looking at Mars or moon images of rocks, and your brain is basically tricked into thinking that certain recognizable shapes and terrain are more than what they seem. However, as you're seeing in many of the images, and you will see as we continue this research, many of these structures are without a doubt right there. They're in your face. They are completely distinguishable from the surrounding terrain, many of which look nothing like the surrounding terrain. And that's what you're seeing here in this image. And once again, we'll put the link to this official NASA Mars image down in the video description, wherein which you can see this obvious smooth-shaped domed structure peeking over the mountain ridge there. And as we zoom in on the image, you can definitely see it has a very smooth roundness to the structure, and with a little bit of contrast and brightness enhancement. There seems to be what look like black or dark shaded domed windows or other structures near the bottom of the dome, encircling it. And once again, I ask you to look at this picture and just take in the entire landscape. And you can see how this dome structure does not fit, and it basically just sticks out like a sore thumb. The image was taken by the panoramic camera on the Mars rover, which can be displayed on the website of NASA also. And once again, when you get the image yourself and you zoom in, you will see the small dark circles that are evenly distributed at the base of whatever this structure is. Now, when you have been doing this research as long as I have, and you see as many artificial structures as we have, it becomes very difficult to attribute everything to a natural formation. However, I am willing to submit to you the possibility that this could be simply an anomaly of perspective, wherein which this dome could be the tip of another hill which is located behind it. Although, if so, it would have to explain what natural phenomenon of Mars is capable of creating a so perfectly rounded shape, which after all seems to completely not match the surrounding terrain, and is precisely why it stands out so much. Another interesting tidbit, if you guys will remember that just a little more than a year ago, the European Space Agency presented its plans to build settlements on the moon through the technology of 3D printers. The proposed includes inflatable domes covered with part of the material of the lunar soil to achieve a sort of natural shield against the hostilities that can whip the surface, such as an impact of meteors and radiation. Then again, there's a very real possibility that what we are observing is of an alien nature, built by some sort of alien civilization on Mars. It definitely isn't as far out there as you would think. After all, we have discovered and documented multiple pieces of Mars footage showing what look like glass tubing wrapping in and out of the surface, as well as inside large cracks in the surface, as if there is some sort of underground glass tunnel system on Mars, possibly left behind by whatever civilization was wiped out in the past, or is evidence of a current and living civilization that has lived underground below the Martian surface for quite some time, avoiding the harsh radiation of space. So there is a very good chance. The image you're seeing here is of a glass dome, a very infamous image of a glass dome found on the moon, and it is located on the backside of the moon, as a matter of fact, the side with which we never see. And as you can see, this is a clear glass domed structure made of some sort of glass-like substance, towering over the moon, wherein which we can see the light of the sun reflecting off of the top right side of the glass, just like what happened here on Earth. And there has also been a big debate about what is being protected within the dome. And if you zoom into the image, you can see what looks like possible vegetation, but more than that, some sources of liquid water, which you can clearly see in the distinct blue areas. And here we have another moon image showing another distinct glass domed structure sitting inside of a crater. It's sort of blended in with the crater and looks to be possibly covered with a thin layer of moon dust, possibly to camouflage the structure, or this could simply be a vacant structure that has been naturally covered up over the years. Here is another distinct domed structure, this time on Mars. This is a very clear object, You can see what looked to be a crisscrossing rivet system, which would provide support for the glass shell, again, much like you would see in buildings here on Earth. Here is an artist's rendition of what this dome may look like had you been standing on Mars, looking at it from a cliffside. And again, very mysterious image. We have witnessed and discovered and documented these objects time and time again. And what we've found is that for many of these structures, NASA has blurred or airbrushed out the anomalies that are a little bit too distinct for the public's eyes. However, leaving other structures, such as this dome here or the domed structures in the other images that I just showed you, wherein which there's nothing too distinct, wherein which you could point your finger at it and say, yes, I can 100% say without question what this is. And NASA knows that without more proof and more data, we will never be able to know the complete truth or story, and so they don't feel the need to cover the objects up. However, when you take in the full scope of all the evidence together and look at it from the outside, I think we can all clearly see that there is something going on here. There is activity on the moon, on Mars, on Titan, on Ceres, on Phobos, on Mercury, and a countless array of other objects currently within our solar system, all of which we found anomalous structured objects on or surrounding. So let us know what you guys think. You can check out the image yourself down in the video description. And if you have your own images that you would like us to see or footage that you'd like to get out there, be sure to send us an email and we will get back to you. It may take a few days because of the amount of messages that we do receive, but we will get back to you and we will get your footage out there, and most of all, we will credit you for it. So let us know what you guys think. Stay tuned, share, and subscribe because we've got a lot more coming. Stay safe, guys.
We'll be right back.